Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Beacon House. This is a very special episode of Beacon House. You're going to notice that a lot of things are different. We're in a different place. We're in a different studio. We have much better cameras, if you didn't notice, better microphones. It's like a real studio this time. So we're very, very, very excited because this is an extremely special episode. This episode's been coming for a little while. And you know, if you've been listening to Beacon House for any amount of time, or if you follow Burn the City on any social medias, you've heard us talking about a composer from Spain named Patrick Grief, and a band she was in, and some things have happened. And maybe if you even go back to Beacon House episode number 205, back in May of 25, we talked about a lot of up-and-coming music. We talked about a band called Dogma that we were very, very into, and like how spectacular it was. And we had big hopes and aspirations for that band. And so that's kind of what we're here to talk about. Some things it became a really rough year for Dogma fans, but a phoenix has risen from the ashes, so to speak. And part of that phoenix rising is this incredible online community of people that support the players that were in that band. And we're going to talk about them here. And my guest today, my co-host today on Beacon House, is somebody from the town I live in who just happened to be in that community. We met online and we live near each other, and he's a big music fan, and he's got some exciting things coming up. Twitch streamer. He's going to tell you about it. But I want you guys to go ahead and meet him now. Bryson Dykes, say hello to the people.
What's going on, everybody? Man, it's a pleasure to be here. It's an honor to be a part of this, and it's crazy how all this happened, man.
Crazy.
It should not have happened, but it does, and I'm glad it did.
Telling you, man, Patrick Grief, bringing people together, like from around the world, from half a world away, you know, like uniting us, uniting people in these states here. Like, it's crazy. So, yeah, man. So you were a Dogma fan?
I'm on TikTok, man. Whenever I'm at work, I got to have something to do whenever we got downtime.
Yeah.
So I just kept scrolling through one day, and I'm all over the music side.
Yes.
Of that. And I kept seeing this one clip, just this one clip of their bass player. I was like, what is this? Because that looks like Gene Simmons, but that's not Gene. That's not him.
Yeah, the makeup was suggestive of like the Kiss make. Yeah.
The first thing that popped in is like, is there a Kiss cover band coming out that I don't know about? Like, what's going on?
Man, a good friend of mine, shout out John Ferguson. If you're listening, John Ferguson, he saw a video of them. I sent him a video. I was like, look at this band. This band is so good, man. And he goes, the bass player, he goes, that's Gina Simmons right there. You know,
That's crazy. You know, the funny thing was, I was sitting there going like, I don't know anything about this. I need to do some digging. So I went straight to Spotify.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, who is Dogma? And I think the first track I listened to was it was either Made or Mine or My First Peak, one of the two.
Yeah.
I was sitting there going, what is this, man?
I know.
Listening to those guitar parts, listening to that drum, I was like, wow, there's something to this. I need to do some digging. And ironically, this was probably back in July, we'll say. Yeah. So I'm very new compared to some of the people. I mean, I did the digging back.
And I've got a little timeline, so we'll find out in the timeline of like the implosion of Dogma and the emergence of what we're calling Vindicta. Vindicta is the actual core group of the real people that were doing the work, and that's who we're going to try and convince every bit of. Every single bit of the people listening right now, we're going to try to convince you guys to follow them, support them. So that's going to be our job today, is to get people on board with Vindicta. But I've got the timeline, so we'll figure out where you drop into that timeline from 2025. It was wild.
That was a crazy year with them. I think that video was filmed, in June. I can't remember. They were at a festival. I can't remember what festival they were at. It was prior to Vakken. I was there going, okay, who are these ladies? This sounds good. I need to deep dive into them.
Yeah.
And I mean, that started a long thing. And I started sending that to friends of mine. A couple of them are questioning my sanity at this point, which is not normal.
It was a hard sell on some people because it was kind of a challenging aesthetic. Not for me, it wasn't. I thought they looked so cool and they played so good. I mean, it was a slam dunk. The music was good. It looked like a band that would be heavier than they turned out to be, which I love because the songs still had like big choruses and hooks and like heroic guitar and stuff, you know, like
100%.
It was just extremely anthemic at times, you know, and like I was like,
I think in your face. That's pretty much.
Yeah, I think if they would have sounded a little more like they looked, it might have missed me. I don't know. But dude, it was just so palatable, so good. They borrowed all of the looks and the aesthetic from like darker, heavier bands. But also glam bands. I think Amber said that. Amber was one of the guitar players, for those listening, if you're new to this, said in an interview that some of their makeup was inspired by glam bands they like, which to me that has to be Kiss.
I don't see I don't see what else they could be.
The parallels to Kiss they just don't end, you know. So like for a guy, and I'm like an older metalhead, you know, like watch it, but like you know, like not
Shots
that
fired,
old.
bro.
I still got some steam in this old engine, but like any of those type of comparisons are great for me. Like I'm all in. But for me, my like gateway drug to Dogma, it wasn't TikTok, it was on Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
And it was up close. It was an iPhone video. It wasn't a professionally produced video. Up close video of Amber Maldonado, aka Avia, aka Lamia, and she was playing the Carnal Liberation solo. And I mean, oh my God! Like I remember thinking like, what is this?
Yeah.
What am I seeing here? Like it was just so bonkers. And I immediately went straight to the comments to figure out what band is this? What band is this? This can't be a thing. And then it was, and they had a whole album. They were touring, and there's tons of like they were in South America, and they had just gone through America, and none of us knew. You know, like
it's kind of sad, man. I wish they had got the steam. When I found out about them, I saw they had just posted that tour that went around this past 2 or 3 months ago. I was like, oh, that's okay. I got to get tickets to this because I've got to see this in person.
Right.
I listened to the whole album. I went from cover to cover, which I don't do often. Like if I'm gonna analyze a song, I want to find something that tickles that ear just right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I hit that album. I was like, there's something to this. They've got something special going on.
When Spotify Wrapped for me in 2025, my number one listen song was Feel the Zeal.
Yeah.
And I didn't post that or share that because of what we're about to talk about here. Some things went really wrong. But so I've got kind of a time. So same thing, like spring of 2025 is when I first saw it, and I was like, oh my God. And they had already gone through America. In 2024, they went through America. Again, they played right down the road in Atlanta. If only we would have known. But so we all start kind of following along. And the first half of 2025, they're touring. They go through Latin America. And the final show of the Latin American tour was on June 1st in Mexico. And at this point, the actual players in the band, the girls in the band, are operating the social media. Like Amber, as the character Lamia, is posting funny reels and behind the scenes stuff, and it's hilarious.
I started seeing stuff around that time.
And doing all these Q&As as Rusalka, and it's so funny. I mean, so funny. Like if you're listening, it's really funny. It was so funny. Anyway, and they're doing all this, so we're following. If you're like me, I was hanging on every word. It was like my favorite TV show. It was I couldn't wait to see what was happening at the next gig, and they played so good. And I knew, man, at the time, I was like, man, they're playing some small places. Like this isn't a glamorous gig. Like they're really doing it. They're working for this, you know. Excuse me. So anyway, June 1st, final show, and we're hoping for some American tour dates after that. June 9th, Amber Maldonado as Lamia posts a picture of her at some show, and she's holding this cat. And it's the cutest thing. It broke the internet. I mean, it absolutely almost shut Instagram down. And it was at one of their shows. She was in the full costume, and she was holding this like kitten and like kissing it. And it was the cutest thing. Everybody went. I'm a big cat person. It went nuts. And I was like, come on. Like at that point, probably was my favorite guitarist. And I was like, you know, with the cat, I was like, come on. What is there not to love about this band?
You just got to check into the box of liking it.
Everything. And so that was June 9th. Now we know now that at this point she was out.
It was shortly after that stuff posted. I mean, didn't she say it was like the first couple of weeks of June is when she left?
So that's what we didn't know at the time. But out here in the real world, on June 1st was the final show. June 9th, she posted a picture of her with the cat. June 14th, she makes a post on Instagram of her holding a mug with her picture as the character Lamia on, and it just simply said, "Love my mug." And now we know she had already quit the band, so it's bittersweet that she was home and kind of reflecting, and like I think that's so sad because that character meant a lot to her, you know.
See, I never saw that. I never got to see that post.
Right there it is. Take a look.
That is awesome.
That's it.
See, I never saw that. When I started getting into the deep dive, around that time I was in the music. Yeah. It took a little bit longer into July for me to start doing this stuff. Besides, what was on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. But I didn't know who they were until approximately late September, early October.
Okay, gotcha.
So I just went with the music. I was like, if I ever get a chance to have a conversation with them, this is going to be the coolest thing ever.
I agree. Yeah,
because musically they are just on fire. Every time, every note they play is perfect.
On fire.
And I was like, as we haven't really talked about my music stuff a little bit. Metalhead, I'm a younger guy growing up in a very country element area. You're kind of looked at differently on the metal side.
Of course. So
then you add that to it. So I kept it to myself. And when I started sharing it to there was certain people that I went to that are misfits like me.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a conversation because I started getting drawn. I liked all the characters that were great. Yeah. I started getting drawn into Rusalka's character.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, one, she's tall. Don't get mad. Patrick, I'm sorry. I am tall.
She is
too.
tall, and you're tall. I
get it all the time too. So
tall people unite. Yeah,
yeah. I'm shooting my shot right there. But I was sitting there going, okay, her playing style, the look is great. You look at Lamia and Amber's playing style. I mean, that's some of the best solo work I've seen of the year, and let's be honest, best guitar faces of the year. I've got
a note about her faces.
That's
by the way, I do have that. Yeah, man, and they're both like equally incredible players and very different. They don't even tune the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like part of the like we started like breaking in and like I started breaking down and trying to learn how to play the songs and like trying to transcribe them and like one of the guitars is tuned to like D standard. Yeah. The other one is drop D, and so like the parts kind of are different, but man, they just kill. Sometimes Rusalka even will put like a capo on even on the electric guitar to bring it up to like I mean, dude, it just doesn't stop how good it is. And so you, I guess you were a little further behind figuring out like who they were.
Yeah, I was, and it was kind of before the blow up, I guess you could call it.
I was on Reddit. There's a really deep like Reddit. If anybody really wants to figure out like the origins and then the downfall of Dogma and everything, go on Reddit. It's the Dogma subreddit. I mean, it's a forensic exploration of like
that place is crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
And they even go back to like when the guy was putting ads on Instagram for players to create the band, and I mean they trace it all the way back. But on June 16th, a cryptic post goes up from the Dogma social media as the character Lamia, and it just says, "Father, I have sinned. What's my punishment?" And then there was maybe one active comment as Lamia. We're not sure if it was Amber or not, but it's in the comments. And then after that, like literally 2 days later, her red Schecter guitar goes up for sale on eBay, and then nobody hears from her anymore. And we figured, well, she's just taking some time off. Like they're going to be back. It kind of gets silent. It was weird because she was posting. She became kind of the face of the band. She was doing interviews, all this stuff, and the interviews were great. And like,
yeah,
like she was real out front. And it's weird now for me to think like she was already planning to quit and still doing those interviews and doing all that stuff. Like it's hard. It's amazing how the burden that she had to have been carrying to exit that band during that tour seems just,
it makes you go, what was going on?
What is going on? Also, like, what a tough girl, like
to put up with the stuff they did. That's crazy, man. I don't know how they did it.
So July 10th, the guy that was photographing and doing video editing for that whole tour in South America posts a picture of Amber as Lamia playing guitar, and it's an up close, and she's making one of those crazy faces she makes, and it was awesome. And I remember commenting on his post, I said, best guitar faces ever. Mm-hmm. I don't know who would be second, but it wouldn't even be close. And normally the guy was kind of responsive. He'd go, no response. Because she was already out. No, I didn't know, but
how do you break that?
We're in there going, dude, yeah, she's
the
best. And they're like, nothing. And so then, cut to like 20 days later from that point on July 30th, Wacken. They show up at Wacken, different girl on guitar. Mm-hmm. And that was the first big crack in the egg, like, wait a minute, what happened to and the crazy thing about it was they tried to play it off. And when I say I mean management, I'm not blaming the girls for any of this, but they played it off as if like, oh no, it's the same girl. She's just.
I saw that. I was like,
the lighting has changed. Like,
I was like, no, I can read people. I can see. I know.
She just got a little taller.
Like, that doesn't look. It sounded good. I was like, okay, what is going on? That's not the same chick. Did something? I started noticing things were going on at that point. I was like, okay, well, it sounds good. I want to keep listening to it.
Yeah,
I was naive.
Well, and the thing was, it wasn't. No offense to like the new, and we'll get into that too. Like it turns out like the girl that stepped into that role was a monster player. Like still one of my favorites to this day. I became a huge fan of her, but I still didn't understand like where's my hero. Yeah, where did my guitar hero go?
I mean, you could tell it was a complete different style.
But so she shows up, and then that was kind of the big what's happening with Dogma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if you look at it though, if you look at Vakken, it was a completely different style. Back to what I was saying. Amber, fantastic player. Everybody in that band is a fantastic player. But you can tell she's more of the smooth, cool, calm character. Alice comes in, that's in your face. That's a punch to the face.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, real monster.
There's something.
Real monster live, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wow, who is this? This is not what I'm used to. I like it, don't get me wrong. And I'm looking back at it, I hate that, what happened with Amber. But imagine if they had brought another character and created another character
and had them both.
Had the whole lineup. Dude, can you imagine how crazy that would be?
I mean, there are some people out there in internet land that are still rationalizing that one day we might still see those two on stage together. Who knows? Amber did a live recently where she kind of the first time I'd ever heard even mention Alice, and she said when she had to step away from the band because of mistreatment and all, and we're getting into it. But it hurt to see somebody else playing a character that she worked so hard on. Mm-hmm. And but she went on to say, but she's really good and she did a great job. And so she gave Alice her flowers.
Props to her for it.
But also it was just difficult probably to see. So I can imagine those two probably would be friends. And my God, her and Patry and like Amber all on stage together playing guitar. Good Lord. I would just...
There'd be some blown speakers.
It'd be terrible for my self-esteem. I would just quit playing guitar, but they're great. So so our favorite band, Dogma, shows up with a new guitar player, and then the management, social media kind of tries to play it off like, no, nothing changed. It's fine. And we all know it's not fine. So something stinks. The Reddit goes crazy.
Internet does internet stuff.
I had all this time on my hands because I had this crazy surgery. So I was stuck at home for 4 months with nothing to do but scour the internet. So I get on there trying to figure out what's going on. I figure out who their real identities and stuff. And I'm trying, and it's weird, man, like learning recently when they went public with the Vindicta announcement and everything, and they all revealed their actual identities. And I realized a lot of people for the first time found out who they really were. And I had already known for a couple months. So I was trying to be very responsible and not tell anybody.
Yeah.
And so kind of tracking down the rabbit holes, there's nothing from Amber. Amber just goes silent, for months.
Yeah, she was dead.
Yeah.
The first time that I saw anything that she put out was the day before the blow up. Yeah. And I had seen a picture, this is probably mid-September, I had seen a picture of who they were, but it didn't say any names. And I was like, I don't want to know. Yeah. You're watching it's like, I don't want to say comparing them to actors, but they're playing these characters.
It's theatrical.
They're making it them, and it's insane to see. But then, it's how I started getting into knowing who they were, because I knew who they were before the stuff went out. Was a friend of mine on Twitch. Like I said, you mentioned I used to do Twitch. I'm hoping to get back into it. I'll give myself a shameless plug later.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, is that her? And I said, I don't know. She was on, so I was like, all right, I'm just gonna pop in on Twitch, just listen. And she was, I don't remember, she was just recording something. I was like, oh wow, okay, this chick's good.
You're talking about Patry?
Yeah, I was talking about Patreon. So I was like, okay. So, and I'm sitting there watching her stream, and then I had already bought the tickets to the show in Atlanta.
Same.
Which ironically
I had Atlanta.
It would have been hilarious if we met down there, right?
I had Atlanta tickets too.
And I'm sitting there going, okay, cool. And she said something, and she's like, well, guys, I got to go. I'm going to be going to, I'm going to be out of town for a couple.
I'm going to be traveling for a few weeks.
Yeah, something like that.
And I was like, that's it. They're coming. I was like, we may not get to see Amber, but we're going to get to see the rest of them. And the stunning new guitar player, it's 90% of what we wanted plus another 10% that's we're satisfied with. Dogma's coming.
Yeah, it's like oh, this is actually happening. Holy crap,
that was in the fall kind of,
Yeah.
And then we see Patry, as she goes on the train or the bus, and she's doing a Q&A. She did dual Q&As. You're a legend, by the way, if you're listening to this. And she's doing a Q&A as herself, and answering all these questions about birds and Spain and, where are you from? And then also Q&A as Rusalka, answering questions as if she's a demon, somebody said, how strong are you? Or are you strong enough to throw a refrigerator? And she responded, I'm very strong, but I don't know if I'm refrigerator throwing strong. I mean, it's stuff like that. Yeah. It's so fun to watch. She's got such a good sense of humor. I told her that recently. I was like, you're so funny, and it's important that you're funny. And anyway, we see her traveling. We're like, oh, man, this is it. So I start looking up, tour dates. This is it. Finally going to get to see them. Where are they going to be? And then the Anaheim show gets canceled. Mm-hmm. And then the Reno show gets canceled. And then they still do a meet and greet, but he shows up with all these like strange girls that aren't even the right height. And it's like weird. Again, let me go ahead and do a disclaimer here. No offense to the musicians that are currently touring in this band from either before or from now. Like we realize they're all working musicians, and this podcast is never going to denounce a working musician ever. And they are spectacular. In fact, I'm actually a big fan of one of the girls that's currently in the band as one of the guitar players. Like I knew who she was before she was in it, and she's really good. And of course you still got Abrahel and Nixie, you know, like the bassist and the,
we definitely got to talk about them, man.
They're still there.
They are
unbelievable.
I hope they're doing well. Like I hope that band. Like I wish them the best but I hope because there is something that drummer can play.
Dude, she's one of the.
Insane.
So this is probably a good time to do shout out to Tim in Australia. Tim Mason, I love you. God, he's one of my favorite. He's the guy that now owns Amber's Red Schecter.
You're lucky, dude.
Yeah,
that thing is a beautiful guitar.
It's a beautiful
Power
guitar,
to you, bro.
And it's got a perfect home, you know, like, and he takes care of it, and she knows, and I mean, it's just great. It's the best story, like it's the feel good story of the year. He finally got that guitar, and he also was just a massive fan of them, just like us. And you know, one of his favorites was Abrahel, just particularly like just her drumming. He said, geez, he saw a clip of her, I think, playing in Atlanta. Yeah. He saw the drum solo she did, and was just like. So they were world-class players. Like I can't emphasize that enough that these girls are just so good. And a lot of people got hung up on the image. They stopped at the image and they, you know, and I get it. I understand. But man,
not for everybody. Like
they just weren't listening if they stopped at the image. Like they're so good. And so anyway, like they show up in like Anaheim and it's like a different group and everything's wrong. And like I'm looking on their different social medias, like who is here? What's going on? And then like shows start getting canceled. And then
they did a wipe too on social media too.
Yeah.
You notice like on Rusalka's page and the Lamy page, they all went
wipe.
It was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And so back to what I was saying when we were talking to her, I actually got in contact with Patry on Instagram. I said, hey, might be the most random question you get today. I said, do you happen to own a Solar A16?
Yeah.
I said, just asking hypothetically.
Yeah.
And she sent back, yeah. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you. And she goes, what do you mean? I said, I'm not going to out you. I know how the music industry can be. It can be brutal. I said, your work, and I didn't know at the time, I didn't know Amber's full identity.
Yeah.
I said, your all's work in that. Something hit me musically where I had stepped away for a while. And I was like, I picked my guitar back up. And I'm now in some credit card debt because of you, so appreciate that. But it was, 100% worth the money I dropped. And I started playing again, and man, it's like it gave me the second wind. Something hit me. I think it was the solo for "Made Her Mine" is what did it.
It's incredible
because listening to them harmonize, and the taps that did it for me.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my
God!
I was like, that is
man. And I'm here to tell you, like I was still actively playing a lot and playing in Burn the City, and you know when I discovered them. So they didn't exactly pull me back from anything, but I love the fact that so many people have that story. Like Tim in Australia has that story. Like he saw them and he was like, oh, I'm getting back into music. Like same thing with you. I mean, man, it's been a while since that many people that I know or hear about rediscovered their love for music because of one particular core group of these musicians. That's why they're so important. And that's why we're going to try to get everybody to lend them your support. They really do matter. And they bring people back into the fold for studying music and for understanding. Like Patrick Grief has taught me so much about music in a few months. Like it's incredible. And they're so kind and they're very giving. And I don't want to just send people after them relentlessly on their social media because I know their inboxes have got to look like the first 15 minutes of Saving Private Ryan, you know. but like if you really 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 need to like get it, they'll respond eventually, and like they're very very kind, and don't just go bugging them, you know, like temper that responsibility, but you do have access to them, and like they access with the public, and they're kind.
Still humble, man.
They're very humble.
That's big for me, like because you see these bands that make it big. I'm not going to drop a name on anybody, but there's a band that pops in your head.
Everybody knows, yeah.
That if you talk to them, they don't give you the time of day.
They aren't worth the time of the day, yeah.
The humbleness, like where I come from, being humble is a major attribute. Like if you are going to be a good person, you got to be humble and stay humble.
Yeah.
And the way that the conversation that I had with Patry, and then the conversation I had with Amber later on, it's like, okay, these people they're
real.
They're real.
They're
and
real.
I respect.
I mean, they have lives. They're busy. Like they've got things going on. Like I said, like if you message them, don't expect to get a message back immediately, but they see it and they're out there and they're doing their thing. And so anyway, now they're both gone, along with the singer. And we're just like, what is like our band is our favorite band is completely just fallen apart, and then weirdly, Patri Grief is back at home in Spain. That's not a secret. She jokes about that all the time. If anybody talks to her, ask her where she's from.
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
She loves that. But I'm going to get a message about that.
She is going to kill you.
But I love it when she's streaming on Twitch and she raids somebody else and they all start asking her where she's from. That's my favorite. But anyway, like she's all of a sudden she's supposed to be touring in America, playing in Anaheim and Reno, and she's just streaming again.
And she was working on trying to get was it Lady Gaga tickets?
Yeah.
I was like,
and it was just quiet. And I remember the very first stream I saw, I just sort of logged in. I didn't ask her much questions. I was just kind of like watching to see what was up. And I remember her saying, she said, yeah, guys, I'm just kind of sad. And of course, everybody's like, why? What? And she's like, I can't talk about it. But I just thought maybe, and this is the kind of person she is, by the way. Like she said, you know, I'm kind of sad. I thought maybe if any of you guys are sad, maybe we could just be sad together and we'll just do this stream. And I was thinking like, oh my God, like,
who hurt you?
Yeah.
Who hurt you and where do they live?
and at the time, nobody knew what was going on. It was just kind of like, and so it was a weird, we discovered this amazing thing and then watched it just crash and burn.
That right when it just went boom.
Right when it was about to come to America. You know, I mean, it was devastating for Dogma fans. But then, you know, cut to a little bit later, and I don't know if you saw it, but and she'd been off social media forever. Like Amber had just been like totally radio silence.
And then
boom.
Stories.
Right when, she talks about like, well, what if a management team was trying to control their artists instead of actually giving them, you know, freedom and like letting them get recognition for the work that they do? She goes, you know, people don't go on stage in front of like thousands of people because they're worried about their personal identity. You know, they do it so they can get recognition. And she goes, and wouldn't it be hypocritical if a management company that preaches a message of freedom and independence was actually controlling people behind the scenes? Because that'd be pretty hypocritical, wouldn't it? And then she wrapped it. She goes, but what do I know? It's just one guitarist opinion. And I was like, oh.
That was a show. I remember I was at work that day. I was on shift and I saw that. I was like, because I had found out by then who she was. And I want to support their private stuff because it's good, guys. Check them out on their other solo work, man. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Via Music, Patri Grief, like Norwald, Conan and the Malleys. Like,
I love that so much.
Go buy. Just go to Bandcamp and buy all of it.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Totally worth it.
And it's funny. I was watching that and I was like, you know what? I just went on my phone. And I said, I can't remember exactly how I worded it. I said that would be crappy. I'm just going to say it like the sum up version. I said if you put the work in, you deserve to be paid for it.
Yep.
You should get the recognition for it, especially when you're taking something that is gaining traction, but it's shooting for the stars at that point. I was like, man, that's gotta suck.
And Alice wasn't in it anymore either, and just everyone, like all these people that
where was this coming from?
Yeah, so it was a big adjustment for a lot of the fans. But then it started with Amber. It was the first one that kind of like broke the silence on social media, and then it just came in waves.
Boom, 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 boom,
boom.
And I thought I saw like 5 or 6 other people said, "Oh, I auditioned for this. It was horrible. The contract was horrible." Or
somebody
this, blah, blah,
actually posted like screenshots of the contracts.
It's brutal
for everybody that's following on. It's maybe go, what are you guys talking about? So what happened? Our favorite band, Dogma, that right when they were supposed to be coming into the U.S. and they'd already had a mysterious lineup change. We weren't really sure. All of a sudden, like they had another person, and then she was gone, and then and then our other favorite guitarist was also gone, and it was just real crazy. And it turns out that there was a huge I wouldn't even say conspiracy, but like a big history of like mistreatment and like contractual obligations that kept the artists from being able to defend themselves, and just some real brutal like gaslighting from management that was occurring behind the scenes. And they the biggest thing was for the people who remained in the band that were still trying to make it work, it turned out it was a pretty thankless gig, but for the ones that were still trying to like make it work in the band, the manager was forcing them to come into the United States on tourist visas.
Which is, if you don't know that's highly illegal in the United States.
And, I talked to a friend of mine that's in a popular touring band. I don't want to just out him on here, but and he goes, yeah, man, you could do that a few years ago. You can't do that anymore.
They changed a lot of things. At one point, I think the visas to come in for a working band was like $300 a person. Now looking at it is $1,600
it's a lot
plus. I was like, whoa, what is happening? Not to get political, but like, good God.
It's a lot. Yeah. And I understand that being cumbersome. And I know there are other bands that had to cancel tours because they couldn't get their visas. And I get all that. So again, you know, I'm not pretending like I know what it's like to manage a band, but I know that like when you scream and yell at your members and you're rude to them and you say things to them, like particularly we'll get around to Patrick's statement. That's the one that got me. And I sent her kind of like a real emotional like video. I was like, listen, I had just read it and it really got me because she had already like, we had commissioned her. She was offering commission work and she had written some strings for the Burn the City album, which is still coming out. And like, just listen to it. Even if it's not for us, just listen to it for Patrick Grief because she's a genius. And, she had already worked with us and she was so kind and just like, and to hear somebody say that, oh dude, it just got me. So anyway, and they got detained.
Yeah, like she say 48 hours she was locked up.
Yeah,
for 48 hours.
First 26-hour flight over, and then detained for 48 hours. They took their phones, they took their shoelaces, and like couldn't even contact their families, nothing, and then shipped them back out of the United States.
And then boom, like back to normal. Like they were just like.
She said that when she turned her phone back on, finally, she had a voice message from the manager saying, "Hey, we found another girl. Can you show her all the songs?"
Like that's brutal, man. Like that,
come on.
You can't ask somebody that, man. And if the guy ever watches this, dude, you're a dick. Yeah, I'm just going to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to be the guy that say it. You are a dick.
Yeah, that is bush league, sir. That is bad news. You know, and again, I don't want to get into. There's a lot of things I could say. I have a lot of opinions, but you know, and they all eventually posted a statement. I think it started maybe with Grace, who was the singer. She played Lilith, you know, and she revealed that what was going on with Dogma, and then Amber, and then Patri's statement was the one where, you know,
that was brutal.
She said that at one point when they tried to kind of negotiate for like either like 3 meals a day or like better pay, that the guy told her, you know, if I could afford better players, like I wouldn't have you guys, and that flew all over me. Like, I mean, I know some big shots that are in me, and just because I've been doing it for a long time, I know some guys that they're the best of the best. And so I know the best of the best when I see them, and these girls are the best of the best, hands down. And I'll go to the line with anybody on that, and I've got a reason why. I'll give you a dissertation why they're the greatest musicians on earth, you know? I mean, and man, just to hear somebody talk about them like that, and I told Patrick Grief, I said, man, it's important to me you understand, from me and all the fans, that there's not anybody better. You know what I mean? Like and I meant that too. And like, anyway, so we get on into it, and then it's just kind of this big sad thing, and they're getting a little bit of the recognition, I guess. But then all of a sudden there's some news that something's coming. Like
the whole attitude change with it.
Yeah.
I can't remember how we started talking about it because it was on the stream.
Because all anybody thought was like, well, what if they all got together and made a new band?
I was in a conversation with Amber for
could there be another band?
I said, hey, you guys got an opportunity here. I mean, I'm sure you know that, but I'm going to be just an outside guy looking in. You got an opportunity here. I said, if you want to burn that to the ground, get everybody together. I said, this is the chance to do it. You guys have the chemistry. You guys can play. I mean, that's evident. What's holding you back?
Yeah.
What's
and not only did they do it, not only did they get together and make a new band, they made a new band without any hidden identities. Like, they were fully transparent about their own identities. All of their followers shot up to like 30,000 immediately.
It was like less than a day. Yeah. It was, I remember when she had showed part of the stream what was like, hey, this is kind of what we're working on. And she hinted at it a lot on her Instagram, saying, hey, here's a riff for you.
She kept going, sooner than you think. You know,
like, sooner than you think.
I do a terrible Patrick Grief impression. Like, when I try to talk like Patrick Grief, I sound like Dracula. You're welcome. But yeah, she was like, it's coming sooner than you think, you know.
And boy, did it.
Do you have any idea? Like, I went to like my band. We've been working on an album for like 2 years, and I was like, bro, their whole band blew up, and they made a whole new band and a recording in like a month.
It was. I don't even think it was a month, man. It was quick because I was at work, because that's all I do apparently. I was at work, and I was watching the stream just while I was on my computer doing my stuff. I was listening to it, and then she started playing snippets of it.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, this is happening.
Yeah.
And I immediately sent the stream out to like 3 or 4 friends. I said, keep your mouth shut, watch this.
And I'll tell you, man, like they got the guy, the Dark Messiah, but it's the Rebekinos, you know, like, that wrote the first Dogma album. They've got them on board too. Like, apparently that guy burned all the bridges with them too. So they followed the girls right.
He released a statement on it too. He got done horribly dirty.
Yeah.
He got done horribly dirty about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I saw him post a statement and then, or the song came out and then he posted a statement, I was like, oh, this is good.
It's on. But I'll tell you what, man,
war, man.
Even before I knew that, that guy was on board, I remember being on one of the like Reddit groups or something like that, and everybody was like, well, they're going to make a new band, and there were a lot of skeptics, and they were like, yeah, but are they going to be able to write they're not going to have the guy. Do you think they're going to be able to write good music? Like, because they didn't write that first album. And I was like, bro, I'm here to tell you. I was like, I was like, oh boy, I'm going to get
that keyboard was smoking.
I was like, let me tell you something, man. These are these are like Patri's in the conservatory in Spain. Amber went to Berkeley. I mean, these are great players who have a body of work. Like Patri's done so many albums. She did Norwald. Like she's written so much music. I've watched her write a song from scratch on Twitch, and
they're not going to have a problem.
They're not going to have any problem writing a new album. Like don't give me that, man. Like that's the last thing they need to hear. Is like, well, they can't do it without the help of men. They don't need the help of any man, but they did get the man who wrote a lot of the albums, the songs we're so attached to by Dogma. And now he's kind of on board helping them. And that also gives them the rights to perform those songs
because
live.
They have the original creator.
Yeah.
So I know this is going to ask there's a lot of questions that are coming in the pipe. What happens with Dogma now? Like
yeah. Who knows?
It's going to be interesting to see in the next couple of months because there was a lot of heat that popped up because of that.
A lot of heat. Yeah. And and by the way, obviously, if you haven't figured it out, the new band is Vindicta. And it is the members that were in the band Dogma, that the original touring lineup, not the original lineup. There was a different lineup. Amber was actually part of
She came in
almost
right?
almost at the beginning, not quite the very beginning. There was another girl, Bruna Teroni, that played before her. But as far as touring lineup, the 2024-25 touring lineup.
They call them the golden lineup.
The golden lineup, right.
A lot.
That's who Vindicta is going to be, minus bass and drums, maybe one day. But that's who we're talking about. And we're pushing all support to Vindicta. And we're going to share some of their music right here. We're going to kind of react to the one track that finally came out. And man, it's a banger. Like as far as like all the skepticism about is it going to rock? Are they going to be good? Like, is it going to be a little heavier? Are they still going to be able to do it? I can't believe anybody said that. But we'll show you. Boy, did they.
Know. When that song came out, I was sitting there going, oh my Lord.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was like, this is going somewhere.
Yeah, dude. It's something. You want to go ahead and get into it?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
All right. This is called The Face of the Clown. Obviously, this is the subject matter of this song is all this controversy that we've just been talking about, So anyway, this is Vindicta featuring the Dark Messiah, which is the songwriter, Rob Aquino. Check it out.
That build-up's nuts, man.
Yeah.
I have to try to control myself.
Come on. I mean,
that has a dark feeling to it. It's like, you awoke somebody.
And then here it is. Now, I showed you, we were messing around on the guitar earlier, but that particular riff, those notes are the same notes from the intro to My First Peak. So, and you'll hear snippets of that in this track, like the dun, 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 dun.
I caught that.
That's why there's kind of a callback there. But yeah, anyway, the big monster like riffs,
I can't understand what they're yelling in the background, but it fits it so well.
So one of my favorite things back before I realized that they didn't actually play on the Dogma album was trying to figure out who was playing what, and then basing that on live. And finally, you could just watch live and see who did what, and it was spectacular. But now we know that it's Patri and Amber playing the guitars in this track, and I have so much fun. And I'm here to tell you all of those like bar dives and like. Pick squeals. We know that's Patri Grief. Like she's the one with the tremolo.
That's her sound. Like that is a definition of her sound.
Yeah. So we could tell. And there's a part coming up. Another part coming up, which I believe is Amber, possibly on a 7-string. I'll let you know when we get to it. But
pop it in because I'm still learning how I can tell on Patri's because just the way her tone is set, the way her style, you can hear it.
It sounds like Zach Wilde, but he's on fire.
Yeah. That's a scary thought, man.
Yeah. Like it's on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 14. So oh, right here.
filthy.
Still not in a hurry. But listen now. So this is the part where if you listen to the background guitar, it gets real low right here. Listen.
Yeah.
So and then we get into the main riff.
Oh my Lord. Who knew that Grace could scream like that? That was
Seriously.
when I first heard that, I was like, oh, like, I mean,
And these leads. What?
that's a punch to the face. Like, that's, I'm back, here I am.
And then
I'm just a number in your audition.
get out.
A hollow face no one should see.
It's light, but still haunting.
Very haunting. That's exactly how I would describe it.
The ones you broke and left to bleed.
And here we go.
You threw us in town. You made me wheel. They call it opportunity.
So she says, you threw us into your human meal wheel and call it opportunity. I mean, it's just word for word, like what happened in the actual situation.
What a delicious scene.
Here we go.
See you choking on your strings.
And there's the callback right there. Yeah.
Before the one you tried to run.
Oh, that's blood up.
This is my
Huge choir vocal.
blood, my throne. Now your puppet show is burning down. The mask melts off. Show us the face of the
Okay, and right here, a lot of songs would just go back, like simple bands like mine would just go right back to the verse. No, they're going to give it to you again right here. Like,
God. Dude, I've been an extreme vocal kind of guy. Like, I've loved studying that and more on the heavy side. Hearing that, I was like, where is that coming from?
Yeah.
How is that lady doing that?
How? Yeah.
Because it hits just right, man.
and then now you get to hear the other, like the songwriter actually sings a verse, and
This caught me off guard. I was like, oh.
caught me off guard too.
I was not expecting that.
If on the original Dogma album, he was in "Make Us Proud."
Yep.
I think
It was great. That was a beautiful song.
Yeah, and he sang part of that. So same vocal from that, if anybody remembers that. But also, man, this guy's mad. He's really mad. He's had it with that manager, like, and you really hear it in this verse right here. Like it. Anyway, just listen.
You breach of freedom, 13 commandments, the king of all hypocrisy. You fed us hunger and blether sinners. You lied, betrayed, you filthy pig.
I mean, he's mad.
The name you've chosen, the light Messiah. Your light is noise, your faith deceit in this apocalypse.
kneel before the one
Yeah,
you
dude.
tried to run.
Oh, my
Go get it.
This is my body, my blood, my throne. Now your
100% this is going down one of the best diss tracks in the music
Yeah, I
history.
agree. 100%. 100%.
This is no Vaseline caliber.
Okay, and now we've gotten. I mean, this song already is bludgeoning and exciting, and it's got the big emotive chord changes like the Dogma record. And
It's
now
a sexy hook, man.
we're back. We're back. They're back. We're back. It's here, and then it's guitar time. You know what I mean? And like now these two absolute savages on the guitar take a solo, and again. I haven't figured out exactly who's playing what, but you can kind of hear some of the stylistic stuff. But they start out just like in so many of those songs, playing harmony, and then it just get let's break it down bit by bit. Right there. I mean, and you're really hearing Amber and Patre now, like, but now.
That's all over it.
But wait. Like they didn't stop. They did this huge ascending thing, and they go all the way up, and then it stops, and they do this like I don't know what happens at the end. It's like
pop it back in there.
It's like a fine like I'm rocking out, and then by the end of that solo, it almost does like a classical motif where like I'm drinking tea with my my pinky up.
What was that?
Yeah, let's listen to that again. Like it goes by pretty quick. So you get some harmony, and here we go. We go up.
My God.
And now. And it's like a reprieve to the intro. And a lot of bands would just end it there. They would have shown, I mean, you've already won the Olympic gold. And they're like, no, let's do some breakdowns.
Let's. Oh, every time, man. It's got like a genty sound to it. It's like,
yeah. Fade in that riff again.
I love that build up. That's them just fist in the air coming for you, man, every time.
And they go out big.
Up.
I mean, and they just keep going. They don't take the easy way out. I mean,
they're making their presence known.
I mean, still, there's more to come.
The knife is in deep, man, and they're just slashing at this point.
Yeah, dude. Come on, man! Like
that was a. I'm glad that I hate that they went through that, but man, where are they going now? Because if that's how you're coming out, I mean, you just knocked a grand slam.
Yeah,
yeah. The bases were loaded. You just sent it out of Fenway.
Yeah, that Steph Curry hits like a half court shot before the game even starts. Like that's what that was. And yeah, man, I feel the same way. And for anybody like listening, please go back. That's Vindicta is the band. Stream it. The song is "The Face of the Clown." Go just listen to it all the way through without us like cutting. I was so excited to stop and talk about those parts. Like I've been dying to do that for a while actually. But my God, I mean, I don't know, man. Like the coolest thing I think for guys like me and you and Tim and all these other people, like they're back. Like our favorite players are back, and they've got this new thing, and they're liberated.
There's no ties to hold them down now.
Yeah,
they can take it as far as they want to take it. Yeah. And I think that's what's going to make this band. That's what makes Vindicta a lot. It's way more special than Dogma. Dogma's great. Don't get me wrong, but you're letting us in.
Yeah,
people are like, once you give them a taste, they want more. Yeah. They're going to want more.
That's
and
right.
If you're coming out hitting like that, I am stoked for what's coming.
Yeah,
and I'm going to be here every step of the way because that was insane to listen to the first time. Every time I listen to it, I mean, guys, I get goosebumps to it.
Same.
And I don't know how to describe that feeling. The first time I heard that, I was like, oh, I got to tell somebody about this.
I think they dropped that in like early December-ish maybe. I've had it on repeat ever since.
I think it's November, December, something around there because it was after the show. We were supposed to see it late October, right?
Something like that, yeah.
And then it was right before Christmas. It's just boom, boom, boom. All this happened, then boom, new track.
Yeah. And man, as far as like the original group, which still has a lineup that's allegedly still touring, they're about to tour Europe, and it's going to be weird because, according to Amber and Patry, like the Vindicta girls are still going to keep their makeup. They're still going to keep they're going to evolve the costumes, but they're still going to have the white makeup and they're going to be playing some of those songs. So they're potentially in 2026, there might be two groups of people wearing the same makeup, playing some of those same songs, touring like at the same time. Like what kind of a,
people that are just now getting into it, you guys are walking in on a crazy show, a crazy time to be getting involved in Dogma and Vindicta. It was crazy to ride that out, to see what it was. And man, I'm wishing them nothing but the best on that because it's just
and it feels like they needed to get out from under that. I mean, like again, and I made a note here to say like there's a lot of talk online about the other girls, like the girls that were in the Dogma with Amber, Grace, and Patry, who are still in it, and then some of the new players too that kind of took their roles up. Because when they first did start actually showing up to shows in the United States, they were like it was all pre-recorded, like they were playing to tracks,
backing tracks. And
yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. I mean, I get that maybe they didn't have time to learn it yet.
Yeah, it was such a short notice like that. Yeah. How can somebody? I mean, I know there's some good guitarists out there, but how do you expect to learn an entire album song?
It kind of depends like who you got. You know, I remember there's a guitar player named Greg Howe who like one time got a call to play for Michael Jackson, but he had to be in France the next day, and he literally learned the whole set on the plane on the way to France. You know, so it can be done, but again, like they probably weren't given a chance to learn it by the management. So, you know, here's the thing, and I'm going to my notes for this, but like, why they chose to remain and they didn't leave with the other girls, nobody really knows.
Everybody's got to make a choice, man.
Everybody's got to make, and also
maybe respect it.
Part of some of those contracts were maybe stated that the members couldn't leave on their own.
Yeah, I remember reading something about that saying that you can't quit without management permission. So are they stuck?
They could be stuck.
I mean, that if so, but it's such a slippery slope.
Also, maybe they just need the money. Maybe that's just their day job, and they're like, it sucks. My friends aren't here anymore, but this is what I do for a living. Nobody knows exactly what's going on, and I hesitate to make any big statements or anything like that. But it bothers me when I see people on social media saying things like, well, they've betrayed their sisters by staying in that band. I'm like, it's a job, dude.
You got to do what you got to do to survive out there, man. We live in a crazy world nowadays.
That's very true.
You got to do what you got to do, and I can't blame them. And they're still it's with the new girls. I did a deep dive. I was like, okay, I need to open up a little bit.
Yeah,
and they're good. They're good. They're pretty good.
And they eventually did stop playing the tracks. They did start playing their own music. I mean, let's give the justice because we know now
the credit. They deserve the credit they're getting.
Yeah, and it's rough being in that band. Apparently, like according to what we've all learned. So
I hope something has changed because of this. Because if they're getting treated like that, ladies, I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah,
but like they're adding new layers to those characters, which is cool to see. You know, the development you can see.
Sure.
You look at early Rusalka to now, in Vindicta. That's a crazy transformation, which is cool though. It's like watching
it's a physical transformation,
physically and emotionally. You're seeing a transformation.
And man, to their credit, like a lot of people asked Patry Grief when she was live, "What do you think about new Rusalka or mini Rusalka?" They call her, and she just said, "I don't think it's a good idea for me to say any opinions about anybody, whether they're in Dogma or not right now." I mean, they've just taken it real classy. Somebody asked Amber, like, what about the drummer and the bass player? And she said, I've spoken to him. Like, a lot of crazy stuff happened, but we still have lots of love for them. I mean, the girls in Vindicta are taking it real classy. And
it's not the ladies, it's the management that caused all the issue.
And I think the girls in the previous band don't have a voice to speak about what they like and don't like. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think that I would like to believe that there's probably a lot more love between all of them than you would be led to believe, but and hopefully
you saw the chemistry they had on stage together. You got to know something's there.
I know. A lot of people are saying, because we don't know the full lineup of Vindicta yet. They may now, who knows, maybe by the time this podcast airs, they're going to drop something like tomorrow, but
that would be crazy, wouldn't it?
We only know the 3 members. We don't know who the bassist or the drummer is going to be. We don't know if there's going to be a keyboardist. We don't really know, but
sky's the limit though.
Sky's the limit. And they've got tour dates booked in Australia already.
That's an interesting topic in itself, man. Because I don't know.
That promoter got behind it.
The promoter, pulled the Dogma shows. That's the Dogma shows that they sold. They had sold tickets for it, and I was like, "Oh, that's bad. You pissed off a promoter. Something's happened."
Yeah. He followed along, and he was like, "Wait a minute. I want the people to get who they paid to see," and sure enough, they did. And that's exciting. And that's also real exciting because that's where Tim Mason lives there, who has the red Schecter, and now like
I hope he brings it.
I think the plan may be for them to like link up and get a picture together with it,
cool. Or see her play it one more time.
Oh my God. That's crazy. That'd be so crazy. I'm trying to, you see, I almost passed out when you said that. I was like, bro.
That's the thought of it. But at the same time now, Amber can bring out what she wants. She's got the guitars. Like the conversation we had, I was like, whoa.
Well, and there's a few places in that song that we just listened to where I know there's a part where it goes down to a low B. So somebody in the recording was playing something, either a baritone or a 7-string, something. I know Amber's famous for playing 7 strings, pre-Dogma.
Yeah.
So maybe, who knows, man? Like there's literally, there's no ceiling to the capabilities of these players. They are so good. So I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's very, very exciting, but we're here to throw all the support behind Vindicta and the differences that they've made to us, and just how engaging they are with their fans and how forthcoming they deserve all the success. And
I feel like this is going to be another conversation another day that we could come back to.
Sure.
This is like part one. This is the story
yeah.
is just now, the ink is drying. Let's go to the chapters.
Yeah. So because they're just now revealing lineups and plans, and supposedly there's plan for European tour dates and Latin American tour dates coming up.
Hopefully we'll see them in the States soon.
Man, I hope so.
Please.
I really, really hope so.
I didn't get to see it the first time. I kind of like to see.
And man, as far as their whole story, like there was a post at the beginning of 2026 by Patrick Grief, our hero, like our North Star, like she was kind of the one that got everybody in a community even before they went public, so that we were kind of all here to absorb it. So, I mean, I can't say enough about the difference that she's made just to me in the last 8 months, and she's helped my band out, and she's worked on 2 of our songs now on the upcoming record. Come on.
What I've heard, man, oh my.
She's a genius, and also just really cool, and like it's weird to consider somebody you've never met a friend, but I do consider her a friend, and it's just like,
well, you have the conversations with we'll call us the OGs that were in that group before everything. We had the
grievers, the grieving service. Yeah,
we got the chance to really get to know her, and she got to know us to a point. Yeah, and the fact that she'll talk directly to you, that's, to me, that's what I look for. That a humble person like that.
Sure,
it makes the character makes what they do even more special to me.
Yeah, and it turns out at the end of the day, like the people behind the characters actually mattered more than the character, and like now I think that's going to be what really catapults them, because you're actually going to see these real people, and turns out they're even more interesting than the character, but they're still going to bring a little of the character along.
The legacy is going to outlive the character.
Yeah, I agree. I love the way that's exactly, I should have said it that way. But Patrick said at the beginning of 2026, she said, one of the things she said was, listen to your heart. It knows more than you think. And I think I'm carrying that forward into this next year, on her recommendation. And I can't wait to see what I can't wait till the next song they drop. I'm just
26 is going to be a wild year, man.
It's going to be a wild year for Vindicta, and just to see what they all do. But my God, go follow them. Follow all of them individually. Grace Jane Music, Avia Music, Patrick Grief. Like, go follow these people. You can read the whole story if you want to dig into like all the terrible things that happened to them and the contracts and all that. They've got posts outlining all that stuff very clearly. And but now it's time to focus, I think, on the road forward and this incredible band and like all the great things that have come from it. And man, it's just, but let's not get too far there. Let's talk about, you've got some stuff coming up.
I do.
Go ahead and tell everybody about,
all of this happened because of Patrick and her work. So I want to give you, Patrick, if you ever see this, Amber, if you ever see this, I want to thank you again. The drive that I got from your all's work, it's truly special. To me, I will always be in debt to you for that. There's another group being started. There's a new podcast being started. We are working. I wish we'd had more stuff done by now. This is not an easy thing to start up.
Of course.
We are going under the name Shattered Sky Studios.
Okay.
And we are going to be doing music reviews. We're going to be talking about anything cool that drops. Let's be honest, 2025 was insane. The music industry was booming.
Yeah.
Dayseeker dropped a new album. The stuff with Dogma went down.
Yeah.
Sleep Token, which I want to catch some hate on the internet for this one. You know what? Bring it on. Like that, their album, even in Arcadia, broke me. Like that, dealing with the personal life, I'm not going to get too deep into it. Music is my outlet.
Right.
So seeing all this coming in and talking to people that they don't know about, it's like, let's do something about that. Why not talk about what's out there? If we see a new album come out, let's give it a shot. And I'm hoping whenever Burn the City drops a new record,
oh my God,
I would love to have you all on there and talk about it. And I'm going to listen to it, man. I listened to your first one. That thing was sick.
Thank you very much.
If you want to look at my playlist, your 2 or 3 songs are at the top of the playlist.
Oh my God. Well, thanks to people like Patrick Grief and very, very talented, like Broken Circuits. Shout out Tim Holbert. He's working with us on this new. We've finally brought in like people way smarter and more talented than us to help kind of elevate the new album. But we've got big hopes for it, and it'll be out.
Look at number 1.
Oh my God, that's one of my favorites to play. We used to open with that.
Oh, it's beautiful, man.
Well, thank you from the bottom of my heart. That's amazing.
And I'm looking forward to what you guys are going to drop, and I'm definitely going to be giving that a review and everything with it. TV2, where everybody's been watching Landman. We're going to be talking about stuff like
I love
anything
Landman.
that drops. I got to get caught up.
Are you caught up?
I am 2 episodes behind. Work has got me where I'm just like,
I'm not going to do any spoilers. Not going to do anything. But I will tell you that the finale is a masterpiece.
Well, part of that got ruined because of TikTok. Thanks, guys.
Dude, just the
I'm
things.
looking forward to it, man.
The way that they orchestrate that last episode was just, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I mean, it was chef's kiss. It was so
It was
good.
crazy. The past couple of years, man, you take all this into it. We got to talk about it. Grammys are coming up. I'm looking forward to that. MTV. I don't know if you get. We talked a little bit before. Like, I never thought I'd say that. I figured MTV would outlive me. So we're going to talk about it. The good part is my co-host, she was not able to make it tonight. Elle, if you see this, love you. Peace out. We'll talk soon. We're gonna be doing something. We're gonna be working on this as we go. Just got to get a couple more things. It's going to be kind of a remote thing.
Sure.
But we're really excited to bring it, guys. We're really going to try to bring the best product we can to you. And we're going to definitely be in touch with you guys because we're going to give you a shout.
Well, and we'll throw all of our support behind it, obviously. And then all the people on the Grieving server, Patri Grief's Discord server, that community, the Twitch. I mean, all of you guys are the best. You guys are the best of the best of the best. We love you to death. We love seeing your names in the comments. I mean, we just love
it's a fun time, and
it's a fun time.
You all really need to check out her streams, man. It's a great.
Seriously, we need to get some more followers for her on Twitch. So go to Twitch, download. Even if you've never been on Twitch, download Twitch, follow Patri Grief, and I'm gonna throw out follow Cosmic Saki too. My friend Hannah, shout out. She's a video game streamer. She's phenomenal. She's actually got a part on the new Burn the City record. She's got a monologue. Yeah,
nice.
But of course, all the people in the server will support your new. Well, dude, just let us know whenever you get ready to drop it. We'll all get behind it.
I appreciate it, man.
And you've seen that's how her friends do. Mm-hmm. Like the minute somebody drops something, they're all behind it.
The raids are crazy.
Yeah.
That's one reason I love that server so much, man. Is because the people in there, it's genuine people.
Yeah,
I'm now friends with people all over the world. I mean,
isn't it crazy?
It's a community, man.
Yeah. And a real community, like a real community that supports each other and reaches out and like it's great. I absolutely adore. I adore so many people that I've never met face to face. You know what I mean? Like you're the first member of the Grieving server, the Grievers we call it, that I've actually met face to face, and hopefully, definitely not going to be the last. So
looking for the same thing, man. Because there's a lot. It's hilarious that we're less than 30 miles from each other.
Yeah,
it's like this is because somebody in Spain. That's weird, man.
Yeah, we're going to keep it going. I'm here to tell you, we're going to keep it going until that happens a lot more all over the globe. Mm-hmm. Until people in the Vindicta community that are supporting Patri and Amber and Grace discover that they have mutual friends in the same town. Like we're going to keep building this thing until it's that wide and there's that much support because it's a great group of people to be a part of and phenomenal music. You know what I mean? Like there's just no downside to it. It just gets better and better. So we're going to push it. I know you'll push it. I know everybody in the server will push it. And thanks so much for listening. We hope that, you guys will go listen to the band and support the band and support music in general. I've talked incessantly about how important that is, but yeah, man, I think that's about all I got. You got anything else?
No, man. I appreciate the opportunity to be on here, man. It was
an honor. And thanks you brought us into this amazing studio. I'm like, dude, thank you so much. Like,
shout out to Studio 122 in Seymour for doing this for us, man.
These are
some really good people. Love working with them, and I'm looking forward to doing it again.
Yeah. It's going to be downhill on Beacon House from here.
Hey, we're all one, man. We're all under one.
Maybe we'll come back and do another one then. Okay, that'd be awesome.
Who knows? We'll be able to pull that off.
Imagine if Vindicta were to be touring in this part of the country, we could have them on.
Let's drag them on.
Imagine that.
Patrick, first round's on me.
I know. There's no way. Did you see what she drank? Like 14 beers. There's no way I could hang with her.
I'm a lightweight.
But I'll bring coffee. I have some pretty good coffee. All right. Well, guys, thanks so much for being here for Beacon House. Bryson Dykes, man, dude, it's an honor. Can't wait to see what you do. We'll push it. And everybody go check out Vindicta.